You're never gonna turn this stupid. Stop so stupid. What are you doing?
嘘つきってさ、人に嫌われるけど人に好かれるんだよ。嘘ついて適当に他人に話合わせていい加減に生きて、傷つくのも傷つけるのも何もなくてくだらないやつになって、で人といいのがめんどくさくなって学校辞めたのもそんなわけ。嘘つきって何もなくさないけど何も手に入らないんだよね。
There is a word in Japanese that I find interesting. Nisemono. It's a compound word with mono meaning thing and nise meaning fake. Fake thing. Of course, the Japanese meaning runs a bit deeper than just something that's fake. To my understanding, nisemono is more like an imposter. Something or someone that tries to fool expectations in order to become like the real thing, but it fails. It cannot achieve realness. It has no essence or meaning of its own. And I think this is what last season's Sing Yesterday for Me is talking about. At first, when I saw the cover and read the synopsis on my anime list, my take on it was that it was going to be a slice of life anime that I wouldn't be able to stomach, slow paced and uninteresting, but then everyone began talking about it and I couldn't just skip it without giving it a chance. And oh my god, how wrong I was. In Sing Yesterday for Me, the world and its characters seem to be stuck, and all their actions come across as an attempt to reach this perfect scenario that they once had or once wished they had. All the characters continue waiting for a train that has left long ago, and their lives remain in this strange sort of limbo, this cold winter limbo where their emotions become an afterimage of futile intentions. And in order to maintain this status quo, this semblance of comfort the characters have built, they can never properly convey their feelings. They will never be true to themselves, always trying to please those around them. For example, Riko and Shinako both struggle with being true to themselves, but in order to not lose their friendship, those little crumbs of affection that they both safely cherish with no responsibility, they continue playing a character. And along the show's runtime, we are treated with a cast of flawed people, all tied up in one way or another to our main cast. All of them a piece of a past that remains like a photograph, bound by a single moment in time that carries with it emotions and thoughts and pain. But there is one character that stands out to me the most, aside of Riko of course, and that's Shinako. The reason she stands out to me is because, well, I hate her. I genuinely do. She's selfish, she denies herself the chance to move past her obsession with a person that died years ago. She is completely and utterly stuck to a one-sided emotion, the nostalgia of a moment in time. There is a word for these in Portuguese, saudade, the longing for what once was but will never be again. Although, in the original sense of the word, this remembrance is meant to be in a way that gives peace to that who remembers. But in Shinako's world, there is no peace in her memories. Her life remains unable to move forward. She relies on Riko heavily for all sorts of emotional and physical support, but she denies his feelings because she can't let go of someone else. She even acknowledges it at a point of the story, says she's very selfish, but she does nothing about it. And then she looks to Ro, the younger brother to the person she is tied to fulfill her longing of the past she idealizes. In a way, she takes advantage of Ro's feelings to keep him close as a reminder, a stand-in for someone else, an excuse to stay tied to her past with no regard for the feelings of Ro. Looking at her character and the way she acts, so easy, like she's not at fault, like she somehow is the victim of the cold hand of fate, and through this self-loathing, she bends everyone around her to satisfy herself. But in truth, I think the reason I hate her most is because I see a lot of myself in her. There was this scene that, you know what, just watch it. Okay, first off, I'm a crybaby. You throw at me a relatively well-written drama, and by the end of it, I will shed a tear or two if the story moves me. But this time, oh, it was different. In that moment, I saw myself unable to leave behind someone I had been trying to leave behind for years, constantly going back to the memories to keep myself going. It didn't matter how hard I tried, it wouldn't go away. Looking for her in other people, comparing, bending other people to satisfy my delusions, or even worse, using it as an excuse to keep myself from facing the reality, from facing the feelings of other people. Stuck forever in what I once had, so I wouldn't have to face my fears of looking ahead. But Rikuo, in a way, is just as Shinako, always stuck to a part-time job in order to stay open in case she decides to change her mind and come back, to keep from facing the discomfort of something foreign, something new, of not being good enough, of having to actually work hard to achieve something. This is another scene that told me a lot about myself.
なんか人生逃げ腰だね。
え？
一生懸命な自分ってのはかっこ悪いと思って？卑屈になって逃げ道作ってるだけじゃねえの？どう転んでも自分が傷つかないようにさ。
It's easier to always stay in the same spot, not doing too bad, but not having anything to move forward to. Not having too many responsibilities, not having to fight, just making it through the day. Facing rejection, facing failure, and having to stand up and try repeatedly. For some of us, this means horror, anxiety, the possibility of falling in another bout of crippling depression. Change is scary. In most cases, we lose a bit of ourselves in this change. We come out different. One time, I went ahead and tried to talk to her after some years had passed. She was still sarcastic, I was still condescending. We laughed, we talked. Her eyes were still as beautiful as ever. Her gesture had an air of familiarity, but we were not the same people as that time when we said goodbye years before. Our paths took us to different places, and even if deep down we were still us, the rest was just slightly different. Just enough that the conversation ended with a hug and a simple goodbye. What once was will never be again. It's so easy escaping reality through a small pill, the screen on your phone, the screen on your computer, a make-believe world in anime or video games, a job that's not going anywhere but hell, it pays the bills, a toxic relationship because we are afraid to be alone, but finding the courage to walk out of the darkness we've gotten all so used to. Having the courage to put yourself out there, to be vulnerable, to look for others, disregarding any unfounded pride and fear of rejection. This series broke me in little pieces and made me look at myself as I am, a flawed person looking for success, for love, for happiness. After all, the thing about life is that we're all looking mostly for the same things. Some of us are looking for it in different places or through different means, and being true to yourself is not something to look down upon. Trying your hardest only to fail miserably sometimes is part of life. Cause sure, life is scary and painful and filled with uncertainty and hardship, but in the end, all we have is this moment in time we live in, and what we make of it matters, regardless of who we are or how we are feeling right now. I've always been an usatsuki, a liar, a nisemono. Always trying to please everyone around me, always looking for affection and acceptance, bound by expectations, finding my meaning in others. But through all of this, I lost any semblance of myself, of who I am. I became a collection of people I've never even met, and I became unhappy, tired of people, because being around people meant having to put up a mask, having to act, having to please. So I distanced myself to keep from having to pretend, to keep from having to experience the pain of being true to myself. But as Haru said, I eventually ran out of places to run to. And in this time of solitude and silence, I had to face myself and found in me the desire to try hard. And then, like Haru, I found a reason to want to leave the loop. Hey guys, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. This is my first YouTube video ever, so I hope you like it. And if you do, hopefully I'll be uploading more soon. If this video managed to speak to you in any way, or if you have a different take on this amazing anime, please let me know in the comments below, and if you haven't watched it, then what are you waiting for? Also, real quick, I created this channel to talk about stuff that I find interesting and mainly to practice my editing and storytelling skills. If you're feeling like joining me on this journey of deep diving into themes and self-reflection, then subscribe to the channel and keep on the lookout for the next upload. I'll be talking about Nier Automata on the next video. Again, thanks for watching and take care, fam. I'll be seeing you around.